Hello. Welcome. This is your boy, Mr. Degenerate, aka Jahi. Any way you want to call me, doesn't matter. I just wanted to give a quick little channel update on what's going on with this channel because, the process has slowed down a little bit. So I want to just give a quick little idea of what I'm planning to do with the channel. But I didn't just want to give y'all that. I didn't want to just say, well, here's what I'm doing with the channel and bye. No. I want to talk about E3. So, in this couple of days, E3's almost here. So I got big things I want to say and do for that. So, let's talk about it. But before we talk about it, let's talk about the channel. What's going on? So, for those that don't know, I am a college student. I go to college. I do web design for college. So, I've been very busy with that. So, I haven't had much time to do other stuff besides do the podcast, edit the podcast. And my semester just ended, so hopefully I'll have more free time to do more YouTube videos and whatnot. But in terms of the podcast, this is the main thing. The podcast will continue. I can guarantee that. I've already talked it over to my bros, and I'm down to do more episodes with them. They're very fun. Despite, it being wacky and crazy, I really enjoy doing the podcast with these guys. It's funny as hell. Go check it out if you have not already. The link will be in the description box below. But, the podcast will continue. However, I'm not going to force them to do an episode podcast. Again, the podcast was made to, a little bit educate people, but also just me and the guys talking and having fun. And we don't just talk about video games. We talk about movies. As you saw in the Mortal Kombat video, we talked about Mortal Kombat. But we also talk about other stuff. We talk about movies. We talk about games. We talk about finance, all that stuff. So there's more to come for the podcast. So it won't just be about video games. It might be a little longer. I won't lie. These episodes are getting ridiculous to edit. So it is what it is. But it is gonna continue. Now, having said all that, meanwhile, you guys will be waiting for an next episode of the podcast. I will be doing my own videos. So hopefully something like on the lines of the Devil May Cry rant video I had, you'll get more of those. So that's really it in terms of the podcast. So new things will be implemented into the podcast. Now, as for E3. So, E3, for those that do not know what is E3. E3 is basically Christmas for gamers. You're either going to be happy of what you got in the present, or you're going to be so fucking disappointed. That's how I like to describe E3. It's Christmas for gamers. It lately has been, in my opinion, been very disappointing, only because we've moved away from that physical showcase more to digital. I know some people would prefer the digital, but I'm kind of a stickler for the old ways, and I prefer the little dumb moments that happen in E3 stage. And there were a lot of dumb and silly moments, but for the most part it hasn't been the same. And this year everyone's doing their own thing. So for me, I will be trying to cover all of them, but I want to give my personal little thoughts of what I think everybody's going to be doing, or what my predictions, my dreams, my hope on what all the companies are going to be doing. So first off, we're gonna go off of the people I don't give a fuck about, and then we're gonna make our way to the bottom. So the first person we're gonna talk about is Ubisoft. Now, let me give a little backstory. I used to be huge into Ubisoft. Ubisoft games were the shit. got what? Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, Rayman, Assassin's Creed, the Tom Clancy franchise, of course. Like, I don't gotta tell you about Ubisoft. Ubisoft was the king. Now Ubisoft has kind of been this very generic company, and they just have a formula that is just kind of boring and just same old. All their games are kind of feel the same. And they have a press conference. It's going to be on July 12th, so probably next week. They're going to start off with E3. And I gotta say, what am I looking forward to? Absolutely nothing. They showed off Far Cry 6. It looks like more Far Cry. It looks like, honestly, Far Cry 4. I looked at it and I was like, this just looks like Far Cry 4 with a bunch of Spanish people. I'm like, okay, that's cool that they have a actor voicing him. I mean, as the main villain. I believe he's from I think Call Sal or whatever the show is called. He was in The Boys, so good actor. I like him in a villain role, but I don't know. Like lately, in terms of how they do villains, no villain has really stuck out to me like Voss from 3, and he wasn't even the main villain of that game. And yeah, I just don't care about that game. Again, it just looks like more Far Cry. I guess if you like Far Cry, you're good. But fine, whatever. Assassin's Creed, we know Assassin's Creed has been trash for a while. I'm sorry, it hasn't been Assassin's Creed. It's been Witcher Creed than anything. And I don't know, they're gonna show more Valhalla. Don't care. I've seen a lot of gameplay. Whatever. I guess they're gonna show more DLC, or they probably announced the next game in the Assassin's Creed series. Rumors have it that it's gonna be like in Japan. Who cares? Don't care anymore, because the best game, my game of the year of last year, is literally the best Assassin's Creed game, which is Ghost of Tsushima. So I don't really care about anything they do, really, honestly. I don't even know why I'm talking about Ubisoft. Ubisoft has nothing in their portfolio. Maybe they can show the Prince of Persia game, the remake, but I'm not even sure about that, to be honest. That game looked rough as fuck when they showed it. I don't know if they're gonna show it off. I would love to see more gameplay of that and actually see what's the changes from the original. But other than that, it looking kind of spooky. That whole company is spooky. More Watch Dogs. They'll probably show off that Rainbow Six in zombie game that they have. They probably might finally show off gameplay with that. But other than that, don't really care for anything Ubisoft is doing. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Activision, another company, super do not care for. What am I supposed to say about them? I know they have Blizzard, so I will say I hope we see a lot of like then Diablo 4, if I'm not mistaken, we're up to. Because I think that's going to be my first Diablo game I really want to try out. So I hope we'll see more of that. That's my prediction. I'm going to make a bold claim, and I hope and I pray that we get a release date or more actual gameplay of Overwatch. I know that's probably asking for too much because they already shown a lot, but so far, I want more Overwatch. Overwatch is a dope ass game. If anybody's ever played it, needs to play it. Yeah, play Overwatch. Overwatch is fucking amazing. As for every other game that they have. Don't really care for anything else. I sure as hell do not care. Do not care for any Call of Duty. So I know they're probably going to announce the next Call of Duty. It is what it is. Don't care. As for moving on, EA. EA has one in January. Wait. No. July the 22nd. That's very fucking far. I don't know why they have a press conference so far, but whatever. And with their press conference, EA, no, honestly, hopefully, only thing I'm hoping from EA is that they just show me at least a teaser or something from that game. EA has not been the most interesting company for me. They do have franchises I care about, but for the most part, a lot of their franchises that I really cared about is gone or it's trash. Looking at what fucking Mass Effect has become has been sad. Looking at BioWare in general is just saddening at this point. But with the Legendary Edition of the Mass Effect trilogy out, I will say I'm looking to see what they do. So my hopes and what I'm really hoping for in terms of what BioWare is doing, just show more Dragon Age. Just show Dragon Age. What the fuck are we doing with Dragon Age? Okay, you announced it. You didn't do much with it. Show us Dragon Age. Like, you announced it, back in 2017? It's time to show some gameplay. Show some gameplay. Get the fuck out of my face. I know it's going to be hard. And I want to preface this for all the games I'm going to be talking about. I know it's going to be hard due to pandemic to talk about games and whatnot. And it's going to be hard to get games out. We're going to talk about Sony in a minute. But yeah, I know it's going to be hard. But for the most part, let's just see something. It's been too long. Other than that, EA doesn't really have anything else to. Again, Fallen Order 2 would be dope. Another Star Wars game or whatever they're working on would be dope. Oh, speaking of Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken, Ubisoft also has licensed to do Star Wars games. So whatever on that. Hopefully it's fun. I doubt it because it's simply Ubisoft. I mean, Ubisoft usually makes things kind of generic. So whatever. But back onto EA. I don't know what they're gonna announce. And honestly, my predictions is that I'm just gonna fall asleep unless it's something really fucking dope. I know they can't show us the new Mass Effect because the next Mass Effect game is far from away. We don't even have Dragon Age. Dead Space is gone. That would be the dream if you came back and did Dead Space, or remake or re-release of Dead Space. Not gonna happen. But yeah, it's just nothing to talk about with EA. EA just is the scums of this earth. But what I'm really hoping for is just more Fallen Order news, and that's it. That's all I want. I don't care for Battlefield 6, although if the campaign is anything like the campaign in Battlefield 5, I think it would be interesting, but I don't really care for that game all too much, especially with all the controversy around that fucking game. It would be nice for me personally, even though I know this is not going to happen. Again, this is just wishful shit at this point. Another Mirror's Edge game. I know that's not going to happen, but I really love Mirror's Edge, and I thought Cataclysm was interesting, but it was definitely a game where I said to myself, we didn't need a reboot, but it is what it is. But yeah, so yeah, EA, moving on from motherfuckers. Square Enix, brothers, the guys that come out of your life and then fucking give you some surprises. EA is like, I mean, not EA. Square Enix is like one of those motherfuckers that just abandons you and can never give you a direct information. But when they give you information, it'd be dope. So I'm not expecting too much from them. I know they still have what you call it, fucking again Avengers. At this point, just cancel that game. But if you're gonna continue it, show Spider-Man. Listen, at this point, we all just want to see Spider-Man and Black Panther. That's it. Show us those two and we good. We good. That's all they have to do is show us those two characters, and I think people will get interested or at least excited to see what they're doing, especially Black Panther. It's Black Panther. Come on, man. Show us the T'Challa, King T'Challa. I think it would be dope to see that. I know they have other stuff. I know they had the Red Room and all this other stuff getting ready for the Black Widow movie, which no one fucking cares about. Anywho, just give us more of that. Give us what? In terms of like Final Fantasy, there is rumors that there's going to be a Final Fantasy Souls-like game exclusively for the PlayStation. We'll get into that when we get into the PlayStation, but that would be, let's see what that looks like. I think out of all the things I'm excited to see from them, I don't know if they're going to talk about it, but Final Fantasy 16, I would love to see gameplay of, see how that's going. I think that game looks cool, and I'm kind of glad it's going back to the traditional like way of Final Fantasy instead of the futuristic. It's more like medieval Final Fantasy, and it looks dope. It looks cool, and like I said, the combat system looks fucking dope. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I heard rumors that there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy game. So hopefully they'll show that off. I don't know how I feel about fucking Square doing that game. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see. What else? Hopefully more Life is Strange. In terms of what I'm looking for that game, not much. Hopefully the story is just very interesting, because I really did enjoy Life is Strange 1, even though I'll say it again, and I said it before and I'll say it again. Life is Strange is written by someone who thinks they know what teenagers are. You can tell older people wrote that shit, but I love it. It has some good feels in it. I never played 2, so I can't speak on 2, but 1 was really good. Anywho, what other game do I think what are my predictions? I would love to see, even though I know this is not gonna happen, and isn't gonna happen. I'm gonna be an old man when this happens. I would love to see Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. That is the fucking dream. That is the dream and the prediction. Is that we'll hear some rumblings about it. Like, I want to see that shit so bad. As someone who loves Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and that was like my runner-up for Game of the Year, I'm looking forward to the sequel. Another like thing I would love to see, even though it's not gonna fucking happen. Deus Ex. Another Deus Ex, please. After the disappointment of goddamn Cyber Crunch, as I like to call it, Cyber Crunch. Please give me that motherfucking Deus Ex. I need the continuation of that story of Adam Jensen. After that, there's not much else. Hopefully they'll show off the Tomb Raider anime, because there is an anime in the works, but I think that's far off. I don't think we're getting that anytime soon, but I would love to see that. As for everything else, I think that's it with Square Enix. Square Enix only has a few games. I know the Hitman trilogy is done and they're working on a Bond game, and I would love to see how that's gonna look. But I think that's gonna be way in develop. That's so far off. You won't see that until next year or maybe 2023 at the latest. But it would be nice if we got like a little teaser or a trailer or something. Now, moving on from them, let's talk about my favorite video game company, Capcom. All right, now Capcom. What we gotta say about you guys? I know you guys don't actually have a date. I know Square Enix actually has a press conference, but they do not have a date for theirs. But Capcom, of course, doesn't do press conference. They usually have other people talk at their games, something. So, in terms of Capcom and what I want to see, or what are the things we're gonna see, I would love to see more information on the final DLC character for Street Fighter V. As much as, you know, I've had my grievances with Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V has been a better place than it's ever been. I'm very proud of the team over at Capcom, the Street Fighter team. They've, ever since Ono left, it has been nothing but greatness over there in terms of the fighting game. And I would love for them to say we're giving a DLC character. Now, in terms of what I would love the final DLC character to be, I would love a guest character, in particular an SNK character, so like Terry or somebody from King of Fighters would be dope. I'm not gonna name any one in particular, but any SNK or even Samurai Shampoo character, Samurai Showdown. I said Samurai Shampoo. Samurai Showdown character. Any one of these would be really, really fucking cool. Just excited. If we're not gonna get a final guest character, I would say give us C Viper, because she's been such a fan favorite. And she's just kind of like, she's been slowly hinted in other games, so it would be nice to have her come back, because she's a cool fucking character. So have her come back. In terms of anything else, Monster Hunter, I don't expect a Monster Hunter World 2, but what I would like more information on the PC port to Monster Hunter Rise. I would love to see the PC port of that. I know we probably can't talk about that yet, but that's what I'm looking for. In terms of what I really want, everybody knows I want that Devil May Cry 6. I want that Devil May Cry 6 so badly. But at the same time, I'm content. I got my 5 and I'm great. But if we can't get a Devil May Cry 6, which we don't need it as of right now, I would love to see what Itsuno-san's next project is. Hopefully, and I'm praying they'll show it this year. I don't know, but I know Itsuno-san said he's working on something. Hopefully it'll be Dragon's Dogma 2. I really, really like Dragon's Dogma 1, and it was really fucking cool. It's a really cool hack and slash Dungeons and Dragons game, and it was fucking dope. And I would really love for them to bring it back. I would really like to find out what Itsuno-san is working on with that, if he's working on that. In terms of any other fighting game news and fighting game stuff, it would be nice, and I know this is not gonna happen, if we got like a little tease. And I know they're not gonna do that because then that would take away from Street Fighter 5. But I would love a tease for Street Fighter 6, just to get people ready. Like, yo, Street Fighter 6 is coming. But that's not gonna happen. What else are they gonna? What else do I think, or what I would like to see? Oh, another announcement for a Resident Evil game. I don't expect a 9th entry yet. Resident Evil 6 just came out, and Resident Evil 8 came out, and I really enjoyed that game, especially where we left the story of Resident Evil 8. I would love to see a continuation, but in terms of what I want from a Resident Evil game, there's so many ways. Maybe another Revelations game that takes in between Resident Evil 7 and 8, and we get Jill. It's been really fucking annoying that Jill, Leon, Claire, and Chris are like the main focal points of Resident Evil. Like they're the to me, they are the face of Resident Evil, especially Chris. Chris is the main guy. But Jill hasn't been in the game since Resident Evil 5. And it's retarded. I don't like that. I really think it's annoying. And it's time to bring Jill back into the forefront of Resident Evil. I thought they were going to do that with 8. But instead we just had Chris just lying to fucking Ethan the whole time. Anywho, we're not going to get into that. But that... I hope we either see something about that, a Revelations game, or like some little side project. We know they have a bunch of Resident Evil games lined up. That's like their cash cow. But hey, I'm all in it. You know, I haven't really played a horrible Resident Evil game yet since 6. So let's see how it is, how we go forward. Oh. And please, Marvel 4, please. Give us Marvel 4. Anywho, moving on from Capcom. Now we talk about the big 3. And so, let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo, baby. Nintendo. All I want to see from Nintendo got this in the bag. Despite me not being a huge Nintendo fan, and I hardly even touch my Switch. Let me tell you something. Nintendo is fucking, despite my issues with them, Nintendo don't have to do much to impress me. They already know what they have to do. They already know. Show me that Bayonetta 3. That's it. Show me Bayonetta 3. You announced it 2015, 16. Show me Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3, baby. Bayonetta 3. Just give me Bayonetta 3. I would love to see Bayonetta 3 gameplay, announcement, something on that fucking game. That game is... Come on, Platinum. What are you guys doing over there? Anywho, if not that, I would love to see something on the Metroid series. Like, I'm not even saying you gotta show Metroid Prime 4, but give us something on Metroid. Either a collection... HD collection of the Prime series, that would be dope. Or what else would I want? Or something with Metroid would be dope. I would like a game like Other M, but just plays way better. Something with the Metroid. I'm dying for a new Metroid. Like I know we had Samus Return, but something like that would be dope again. Like something with Samus. Give me my girl Samus again, bruh. The Hunter. What else? What else Capcom has? I mean, not Capcom. Nintendo. I know they're gonna show off the next Smash character. They have to. We've been itching, we've been waiting. The game's been a little quiet. Now it's time for the next Smash character. And my predictions on that, what I would love to see, Obviously, everyone knows the character I want to see is Dante. I'm not even gonna hide it, Dante or Nero, but I know that's not gonna happen. It would be dope if we got Crash. If we got Crash in the game, hopefully he makes it. If not, I don't personally care, because at the end of the day, Smash is or at least Ultimate. Ultimate is literally the celebration of video games, and whoever makes it or whoever doesn't make it, or even if you're just an amiibo fucking costume, I'm happy, because these announcements are so much fun. So they got to bring the heat with these with the next announcement. They've been killing it so far with these announcements of the characters. And even though I don't play the game all too much, I always get excited for Smash announcements, because those characters, the way how they introduce them, the way how Sakurai, talks about these characters and gets everybody excited for these characters is really dope. And the speculations, hearing my friends all speculate what character is which and this and that, is gonna be a blast. But the final thing I want to see from Nintendo is pretty simple. I don't gotta tell you much. I don't gotta say much. Give me that Switch Pro. I am tired of the Switch dying really fucking fast. So I want a Switch Pro. We already know it's here, Nintendo. You suck at keeping secrets. You're just as bad at keeping secrets as fucking Capcom. But, let's get it. Let's get it, bro. We've been hearing about this shit for a long years. I'm ready for it. Give it to me now. Hopefully, I'm assuming my prediction on the price tag for the Switch Pro is either going to be from $400 to $500, maybe. That's my prediction. Is $400 to $500 at the most. Because from what we're hearing is that it's going to have an OLED screen and it's going to be able to run 4K, and they're telling developers, make sure your shit can run 4K. So all I gotta say is bring that shit, boy, because the Switch is already powerful. Imagine what it can do with more tech, with modern tech. So I'm looking forward to that. My only worry and concern is that they're gonna is that certain games won't be able to play on it, but Nintendo got it. I don't have too much to worry about. And in terms of Breath of the Wild, they gotta just show Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay, man. Nintendo don't gotta do much this E3. I think pretty much they know what people want to see, and all they have to do is deliver. So they don't have much for me, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they announce. Now we get into the big two, Microsoft and Sony. As for Microsoft, it's do or die season, my niggas. It's do or die. It's do or die, my niggas. It's get ready to rock or go home. You guys been slacking. You guys have just been doing nothing except, backwards compatibility, boost mode, which is dope. I'll give you credit, and you've been doing good with your Game Pass. That's great. I'm proud of you guys. But your system has no games. PlayStation has 2 exclusive games already. That is actually 3. Sorry, 3 exclusive PS5 games. So bring it. Gotta bring it. Bring that heat. Go big or go home. So, in terms of what I want to see, multiplayer of Halo Infinite's multiplayer is going to be the do or die. I don't have much faith in 343, but I would love to give them a chance. I want to love this team. I really want to, but I don't know. Something about their Halo is just not clicking for me. Maybe because it's too rigid, it's too old school, and I want the Halo franchise to evolve, and nobody wants it to evolve. But you know, it is what it is. But hopefully, they'll show us more Halo. What I also want to see, and this is just this is a dream. I would love to hear 343 is making a new IP, because this Halo shit ain't working out for them. And now with Bethesda, you better hope and believe we can probably be like, hey, Doom developers, do you guys want to make a Halo game? Like, I'm telling you, make it fucking happen, my niggas. Anywho, and we're gonna talk about Bethesda because they're both together now. And I think this is gonna be the most interesting E3 because it's gonna be those two together, tag teaming motherfuckers. Like it's gonna be dope. Bethesda and Microsoft together is gonna be dope. So yeah, I want to see that. In terms of what you fucking call the developers, the COGS, aka the Coalition, aka the Gears team. Gears of War 6 would be dope, but I want to see a new IP from them. I'm tired of their Gears game. It's fun, but it's starting to be a little stale, and it's time for them to move on to something new. Make a new IP. Just make a new IP, but I predict maybe an announcement for Gears. I want to see Fable. Out of Fable, I hope we reinvent the wheel of Fable because I've never been interested in any of those fucking games. I've tried to get into them, but it just kind of failed on me. So hopefully it'll be really something cool since this is a reboot. I'm also hoping this one's the biggest one. Senua's Sacrifice 2. Like, yo, Ninja Theory. I know the story of Senua's Sacrifice 2 is gonna be dope, but I hope that gameplay is also dope as well. Because Senua's Sacrifice 1 was a really great game, and despite my issues with Ninja Theory on DMC, which wasn't their fault, partially it wasn't their fault, I pretty much think Ninja Theory are really good storytellers, and that game is going to be on my radar because I really am into single player driven games, and you know, Microsoft finally has a team that does really single player experience, and I think this story is going to be dope. I think this world, what they've shown off so far, which isn't much, but based off of Senua's Sacrifice 1, it's going to be dope. I just want to see gameplay. I hope it's refined better. I just hope it's a good game. Just don't fuck it up. And take as much time you need. I would hope we would get a release date or at least new gameplay. Gameplay would be nice, but again, not expecting gameplay. What else? In terms of Bethesda, listen. Todd Howard, Mr. Tell Me Lies, bro. You gotta show us Starfield. It's annoying how much we know nothing about Starfield and people's hyping it up and people's like saying it's literally gonna be like the best thing since sliced bread. We know nothing about the fucking game. But hey, man. It is what it is. I can't get excited about a game I know nothing about, and hopefully Starfields would be fucking dope. I would love for the Wolfenstein team. If I'm not mistaken, Machine Gun Games is working on the Indiana Jones game. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that, but I would love to see gameplay of that or a trailer for that. If not, fuck all of that and just give me another Wolfenstein 3. In terms of Doom is already, I think it's done. So, just, I don't know what more you could do with that unless you're doing Doom 3, which I don't expect that no time soon. What else? I would love to see, even though this is a time exclusive for PlayStation, Ghostwire Tokyo would be, I want to see more on that, because that game, as our cute little friend said, spooky. So I hope it is doing good in development, because I get worried when I don't hear nothing from a developer. Anywho, I think that's gonna probably be it from them. As for Elder Scrolls, I have no one. I know we're not gonna hear anything from Elder Scrolls because that's way off. They announced that shit way off in the distance. And Fallout. I think we might hear a teaser for another Fallout installment, but I doubt it. I think they're gonna focus on showing us Starfield first. But yeah, like I said, Microsoft got this. As long as they have release dates for these games and show people like, yo, these games are coming, they're gonna do fine. I think they're the most exciting place. I think out of all of them, I'm very curious on what Microsoft has to say. I better see fucking release dates. That's all I gotta say. Release dates and Game Pass. And that's another thing. My predictions is that they're gonna drop a bunch more games on Game Pass, and I'm always down for that because Game Pass is free. Man, I gotta tell you guys, if you ain't on Game Pass, you gotta get on Game Pass. Game Pass is fucking amazing. I am literally saying it's gospel right now. Get Game Pass. Game Pass, $15 a month. You're getting free games, bros. Free games and free exclusive games, my nigga. You never have to pay for an Xbox game ever again, my nigga. Get that shit. Last but not least, let's wrap it up. Sony. Well, Sony, brother. Sony. My favorite system, my favorite console. I don't know what to say to you guys. Listen, let's break it down. In terms of Naughty Dog, let's get Naughty Dog out of the way first. Naughty Dog, all Naughty Dog has to do is show us that faction. I don't give a fuck. Show me that multiplayer of faction. I know they're working on The Last of Us remake. Don't care for that. Waste of money. Whatever. Moving on, Ben Studio, the guys who did Days Gone, I know they recently came out and said they're working on a new IP. That's going to be in early development, so I don't expect to see anything from that. Whatever. Moving on. Let's fucking the God of War teams, Santa Monica. I'm not expecting. I expect probably a trailer for God of War 5, for God of War Ragnarok or Dad of War Ragnarok, but I'm not expecting any gameplay. I'm not expecting anything from them. They already came out and said that the game is going to be delayed. It's delayed until 2022, which we all kind of assumed that since you had no gameplay, you just had a teaser, and we all knew that game was coming. So, I don't know. Listen, not expecting much from that. What else? What else, company? Insomniac, the true web gods. I know recently they got Ratchet & Clank coming out, so that's gonna be dope. Sadly, I would love to hear information on Spider-Man 2, but at the same time, I'm not like everybody else. I know the whole Spider-Man community wants to see Spider-Man 2. I'm the only one that's like, hold off a little bit. Let me miss Spider-Man a little bit. Let me miss Miles a little bit. Let me miss Peter, miss this world. And then we get back into the swing of it, and it's PS5 exclusive. And that's another thing. We just recently found out that PlayStation's basically whole library is going to be still on the PS4. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's not even like they're saying, hey, you can get a cross-buy situation. Which, I don't, Sony's a fucking liar. They're on my shit list a lot lately, and I don't know, I'm very worried. I don't know what to expect from them, to be quite honest, but I'm very worried about them. Jim Ryan, this man is the evilest bad guy. I swear to God, he is the evil bad guy. This man is literally lying to the community, and these niggas are like still hyping them up. I was like, I don't know, but I know they have Evo now, so maybe they'll announce if there's any Capcom related situation, they're probably gonna announce it there. I don't know what else Sony has up their little sleeve. What I will say is that I would just like to see them show some VR. The 2 games, even though I'm never gonna use VR. I don't know. Sony's in a weird place right now because they don't even have a fucking date for their shit. Very worried about Sony when it comes onto this conference. I'm not worried about Nintendo. Nintendo already knows what they gotta do. Microsoft can knock this out of the park if they just bring the games with release dates, and gameplay. And Sony, I'm very worried about these guys. These guys really has nothing really to show. What I would love is another Twisted Metal, but I'm not holding my breath on that, since Jim Ryan doesn't really seem to care about old IPs. I would love to hear more about backwards compatibility, but I don't expect that from him. I would love... I keep hearing stuff about a Metal Gear Solid and a Silent Hill remake. I doubt that we're gonna see it, because Konami already came out and said that they're not showing anything, and that's their IP, so I don't think they're gonna be showing that at PlayStation. Like I said, besides the Final Fantasy and anything else, that's it. I don't really know what Sony has in store for us, which is going to be kind of exciting. And I think that kind of wraps up this video, really. And say this: I think no matter where you stand, there are stuff to get excited about. Sony may not have the best track record as of right now, and it is worrying on the PlayStation side. Like, I'm very skeptical on what they're going to be showing, and they have to show something. They got to show something. However, there are tons of surprises. I feel like this year in particular is going to be in store. We just don't know what they are, Like, and this is the coolest year of E3 since the pandemic. Everybody's been in lockdown, and we had no real information be coming out for gaming. So it's going to be really cool going into this E3 and seeing what games are being shown off or shown out. In terms of other games that I just want to give a quick shout out, Warner Brothers games. I know currently they're going through a huge situation when it comes on to Warner Brothers and AT&T and whatnot. But I would love to see if we're getting that Marvel fighting game would be nice. Marvel fighting game, please. Or Injustice 3, or Marvel vs. DC, or another season of MK11. I don't know what's going on with MK11. They just was like hulked on that. They didn't even say let's do movie costume. They did nothing. What else? Oh, the Batman game. Like, I hope I know they said that you won't be won't be showing game. That won't come out till next year. But it would be nice to show more gameplay. I guess that's it, really. As I said before, we may not have a lot of games, but this E3 is gonna be the most exciting E3, only because we know nothing of what these companies are doing right now. Next year, in terms of gaming, is gonna be fucking lit, because a bunch of games got delayed, a bunch of games are gonna keep getting delayed because of COVID, and it's gonna be fucking awesome going into 2022. And I said this, 2020, I said this to my friends, and I'll say it again here. 2021 is gonna be recovery. 2022, we're gonna still be in recovery. But 2023, I think you'll see, like, we're getting to the new normal. So, I'm looking forward to it in terms of gaming. So, I hope you guys get everything you want. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Talk to you guys soon.